show you the last exam question, okay? So that you can see the style of your examiner, okay? Page 115. June 2013. Alright, so started off with a 25 marks personal tax question. Right, look at the requirement. (116). See, he said assuming that Spitz and Ono do not elect for combined assessment. Compute what's the chargeable income for Spitz. So the CI for Spitz. You don't need to work out the tax, okay? Now you should indicate by the use of the word nil or exempt, where appropriate, any item referred to in the question for which no adjusting entry needs to be made. So anything that no entry, put a nil, or just put an exempt, whichever one is okay. And you have to use prescribed value when it comes to benefits in kind. B, state giving reasons whether or no it's a tax resident for 2012. And C, assuming that Ono is a non-resident, compute the tax payable for 2012 and clearly indicate whether she is entitled to relief or rebate. Okay, so that's it. Right, Spitz, it's a Malaysian resident, it's very clear. Married Ono, a Japanese citizen, on 21st August 2012. Now Ono arrived in Malaysia for the first time on 1st of August 2012, that's Ono. Started employment as a fashion model in Malaysia from 2nd September 2012. Spitz operated a cafe business, but after several years of losses, he decided to shut down the business on 31st October 2012. For the last 2 years, Spitz had also been employed as an airline pilot with Aero Class Airline, but he ceased this employment with effect from 1st January 2013, with the last day of employment being 31st December 2012. So he's employed until end of the year. Now Spitz has decided to settle down in Japan with Ono. So Ono tendered her resignation, and the last day of her employment also 31st December 2012. And the couple do not expect to return to Malaysia for at least 3 years. Both Spitz and Ono left for Japan on 5th of January 2013. Now, so this is the details that help us to determine whether she is a resident or not, okay? So she comes on the 1st of August, she left on 5th of January, and then she will not return for at least 3 years. And she has never been in Malaysia at all, okay? Now, details for Spitz and Ono's income, benefits, expenditure. Okay, so this is for the cafe, which is business. So the profit before tax is 500, and that's after including depreciation, gain on disposal of fixed asset. Now depreciation, you have to add it back, right? And gain on disposal of fixed asset is a capital gain, fair enough? So you're going to take this out. So you're going to minus out 26,966. Right, then for the employment income and the benefits in kind, now here's salary, bonus. Okay, meal allowance is based on company's policy. So when you get meal allowance, you get exemption. Okay, childcare allowance, but this is the one that I've mentioned to you all before, that previously to get an exemption you must have a child that's age 12 and below. But when you read the question, they never mention they have any child. So this is something that you see how you assume. So some student, if they write an assumption that they assume there is a child and then you get exemption, okay, fine, alright. Now, or if you assume that there is no child, so no exemption, you tax the whole thing, also fine. You see that? Okay. Now, so I'll follow back examiner's answer because he wanted to test whether you know there is an exemption. Okay. All right. Now, living accommodation provided free for the whole year at the rental of 12,500 per month, which include 2,500 for furniture. Now, there's a domestic servant also provided for the whole year, hired by the employer. And now there's medical expenses incurred on Spitz, borne by the employer. That's the medical benefit. Now, Spitz incurred the following expenditure in 2012. So he made contribution to EPF, that's relief, okay. Medical insurance premium for himself, that's relief. Medical expenses for parent. He buy books. Now, sports equipment, tennis racket, which was purchased but not claimed in 2011. The invoice dated December 2011. Now, you should understand that you can only claim amount you incurred in that year. How can you claim in 2012 something spent in 2011? If like that, then what's the point of giving you maximum? You imagine I buy 1,000 ringgit of sports equipment in 1 year. Then I say I got not enough to claim. Then never mind, I put a bit next year, put a bit next year. There's no such thing, correct enough? Okay? So you should know that this is for 2011, not here. Alright? Now for self-improvement, Spitz paid to attend 1 week conference in Korea on health wellness. The expenses comprise of 6,000, travel airfare 4,000, accommodation sustenance is 2,000. Now he went to Korea for a course. Okay, this is not leave passage where some student they look at this, they immediately mixed up and think that that's a leave passage benefit. No, he spent all these things to go to Korea to attend a conference. But you know, conference is not given relief, right? Because to get relief for your education, you must be certain qualification like degree, masters, doctorate, and you must be in Malaysia. So this kind of conference will not qualify. Okay. Now he made a donation of medical equipment that the value is 30,000. That we know maximum is 20. All right. Now he also donated to project of national interest 24,630. Now Spitz writes books in the spare time. So he received royalty of 22,000 from publishing his book on airline safety. Now when you do publication, you get exemption 20,000, correct enough? Okay. Right, Ono's income and expenditure, that's it, that's for the wife. Now the salary she received from employment 32, and she purchased a laptop. Now she's not a resident, right? Okay, so she will not be able to claim the laptop, and the husband cannot claim because this is not combined assessment. All right, if you combine then different, but this is not, so the husband cannot claim. Okay, right, so basically that's it on the 25 markers. Right, let's give this a try. Text computation for Spitz Y2012. Okay. Now don't bother about the YA2012 issue, okay? Because the exam question, they cannot set a question that the date is in the future one, alright? Although whatever we learn is Y2013, okay? But here the date that this paper was set is in June 2013. They cannot give you a question that is ending December 2013. So that's the reason why you see it's still Y2012. So in your exam, you might get a question that is still YA2012. Understand? Okay? So if you get Y2012, don't worry. You just follow everything you understand, you learn based on the current law. Okay? Now the only thing you have to be extra careful is what? Is your broadband. Okay? Your broadband. Because broadband is only valid until 2012. So if examiner give a question that is still Y2012, and let's say examiner mention broadband, then you claim or not, you look at the front page. Because the front page, they mention the relief. If the relief still got broadband, then you claim. Okay? But don't worry, if that kind of thing come out, we will definitely raise the issue to the examiner. So you don't have to worry about that. Okay? Now, so we're going to have 4A, right? Business. The profit before tax is 500. So adjustment that we have here for business is just depreciation, add back depreciation 3506 minus gain on disposal. And what is that? Adjusted income nil. You made a loss, right? 22,960. So please remind me with the loss later on. Okay? That's it. Now you don't have any other business, and I don't see unabsorbed business loss, right? So we just move on. Section 4B. Employment. So we'll arrange them in your section 13. Salary is 240. Bonus 40. Meal allowances. You're right, exam also can. You're right, meal also can. Examiner say meal or exam is up to you. Okay. Okay, the childcare. Now, childcare is 2009 minus 2004. So we assume there's a child age 12 and below. So I then claim child relief or not? That you claim, since you assume that there's a child, then you claim. But you claim or you don't claim, it never affects your mark. Because examiners say that I never allocate mark for that issue. So you claim also you're not wrong, just that there's no mark. Okay? So but here you will not be wrong. You definitely get full mark. Okay? Now student who never assume, they straight away minus also get full mark. Because that's examiner's official answer. That means you're lucky. As long as your answer is same examiner's answer, you don't need assumption also, you get full mark. Okay? but we just want to play safe. But there are some students that they don't know about the exemption. They know there is exemption, but they don't know the amount. They straight put nil. That one definitely wrong. Okay, because you don't know the amount. Follow? Okay, so there's the childcare allowance. Right. So A all done already. Okay, followed by accommodation, servant, medical. So that's your 13(1)B, C, okay, B. Now the accommodation I skip first. That one easy, so I remember. Now this accommodation they mention is living accommodation whole year. The rental is 12,500, including 2,500 for the furniture. Did they mention furniture is fully furnished? I don't think so, right? Okay. Now, it's not mentioned here that furniture is fully furnished. So same thing. If it's not mentioned, you assume. Alright? I think the logic of assumption here is you have to assume that it's fully. The monthly rental is 2,500. That means even fully also valid at 280. Right? So you just make an assumption that it's fully. So that your PV is 280. So value is 3360. Then we have a servant. So domestic servant, the value is 400. Right, that's 4,008. And medical is exempt, right? Okay. So that's it. There's no other benefits we see here. So now followed by accommodation. So how do you work out accommodation? We take 30% of 1A, which would be 280,500. Okay. That's 84,150. Compare it with the defined value. The accommodation is given for the whole year. So the defined value is 10,000 a month times 12 months is 120. So the lower is 84,150. Okay, that's it. Right, this is my gross. Now I don't have deduction over here, so it's my adjusted as well as my statutory income. Okay. Anything else? Royalty, correct or not? So we have 4D royalty. Now the royalty is 22,000. Then you minus 20,000 exemption, so left with 2K. Right, that's it. So we cast the total 374,810, and you call this as aggregate income. So what do you minus after aggregate? The first thing is current year business loss, and you have, right, 22,960, and then you minus donation, right? What are the donations you see here? There are two donations, correct or not? Now the first donation is the medical equipment. Now medical equipment, the value is 30,000. Now you must write that is restricted to maximum 20. Okay, so the fact that you show 20 that means we understand that there's a restriction. Okay, then for project of national interest, so the formula is take 7% times the aggregate, you minus cash donation to approved institution. Am I right? Do you have now? No, right? So no means you minus nothing lah. Correct. So in that case, the 7% of this is 26237. Correct. Okay, 26237. Okay, or the actual donation is 24630, and you take the lower. Sorry, can't differentiate which is lower. 24630 is the lower. Sorry, okay. Right, so 374810 minus 22960. 20, we get 307220. What's that? Total income. Alright, so from the total income, what do you minus? Relief. So you have relief for yourself 9,000. What other relief? Now we highlighted EPF, maximum 6,000. Okay, medical insurance, maximum 3,000. Then medical expenses for parent, maximum 5,000. Books, maximum 1,000. Now the sports equipment is nil. Please don't write exam here, doesn't make sense here. Okay, so the sports equipment is nil. The conference fee is nil. That's it. Child, sorry. The assumption, child, because of the assumption, 1,000. Right, that's your chargeable income. Okay, they really judge the difficulty level of the question. Is very basic. Okay, it's very basic. Okay, so this question you should score 20 marks. You must get at least 17, okay, 16. Alright, you must score it. Okay, B. Okay, you must give reason whether Ono is resident or not. So what do you think? Now, Ono is a non-resident for Y2012 because Why is she not a resident? She was not in Malaysia for at least 182 days in 2012. Refer to the year lah, okay? Don't just say that not 182, okay? So just which year. And her stay in 2012 did not link to 2013 with at least 182 consecutive days. She's leaving on the 5th of January, is it? So there's like 5 days, and you need to link to 182 days. So you did not link with at least 182 days. So you are not a resident. That's it, enough already, okay? Because you are not going to talk about C and D. Doesn't make sense already, because C and D is only for those that you've been in Malaysia for a couple of years. Alright, now C. Assuming she's a non-resident. So I've told you all before, right? The question says assuming she's a non-resident, so please don't start changing question. Don't go in and say that no, she is a resident, so we will not assume she's a wild. Please don't do all that. The examiner says she's not, okay? Now, so if she's not a resident, then how would the tax com be? Just for the 32,000, the employment income, 32, will straight away become the chargeable income, 32, multiply flat 26, tax payable. 8320. She is not eligible to claim tax relief. So no relief for herself and computer, and she is not eligible to claim tax rebate. Now you either write down she's not eligible. If not, then you show in the answer also can. You understand? Huh? That means if you show total income 32 minus cell relief nil, computer nil, then the tax, then rebate nil, then you don't need to explain. So if you explain, you don't show also can. Okay? So examiner is very reasonable. He just want to know, can you get or not? How you show it doesn't matter. Alright? Okay, so there's 25 marks. Very straightforward 25 marks. Okay? Now, turn to question 2. Let's look at how he tested corporate tax then.